Hello and welcome back to our Webinar Wednesday series. We are so excited to have you with us this week as we feature a couple of guest speakers from our campus life. We're so excited to have a couple of these fantastic students here with us today. As part of our 1UA series today, we're doing a student organization panel with a couple of student organization presidents for some of our diverse organizations on campus. As a reminder, I am Allison Beasley. I'm our coordinator of parent and family programs here at the University of Alabama. And I will let our guests introduce themselves in just a second, but I just wanted to say thanks so much for tuning in to our webinar today. We're so excited to have you here. We have Wamia and Courtney here from a couple of our student organizations, and I'm going to let them introduce themselves and tell you who they're representing today. So I'm going to start with Wamia because she pops up first for me.
Hi, everybody. My name is Wamia Samad, as Allison just said. I am currently a grad student at UA, but I also completed my undergrad here in accounting as well. I'm an international student from Dhaka, Bangladesh, and I'm currently serving as the president for the International Student Association.
Hi, everyone. I'm Courtney King. I'm a senior here at the Capstone, majoring in elementary education. I am from Schertz, Texas, and I currently serve as the president of the Black Student Union.
Perfect. Thank y'all so much. We're so excited to have representatives of ISA and BSU here today. If y'all wouldn't mind, just kind of tell us what your definition of 1UA is in your own words. What does that mean to you? Because we are basing it off of the SGA campaign. And if you've tuned into a couple of our past webinars from this month, you'll see we've talked with SGA and then Dr. Christine Taylor from the Division of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion. But Wamia and Courtney, in your own words, what does it mean to be 1UA?
I guess I'll go ahead and go. So really, to me, it just means, having an open mind and, being able to collaborate with other people. I think one of the beauties of the University of Alabama is that there's so many people from different walks of life, different places. And to me, 1UA just is taking that time to get to know people who you necessarily may not typically converse with. So just, and coming to an understanding, there's going to be different points of views, but you also have to have, a mutual respect for each other. And I think that's really what 1UA sums up to me after, BSU participating in the 1UA campaign and being the consistent collaborator with Dr. Taylor and with her division. So really just taking that time to, have dialogue with others and understand others, points of views and cultures, I think is really important. And it kind of sums up what 1UA is all about.
Awesome. Thanks, Courtney.
Yeah, I feel like Courtney hit the nail on the head. To me, it's all of that and just, being curious about other cultures and other people's walks of life, as Courtney said, and just being respectful because we all are from different places. We all have different opinions on a lot of things. And so just, being able to listen to other people and then maybe trying to see where you can come in, where you can help out and just, being one with other people.
I love that. Thanks so much, y'all. So in your opinion, how do your own organizations, and of course you are just but one member, but you do both happen to be president, so I'm asking you on their behalf, how do ISA and BSU support that goal of being 1UA?
So ISA's main purpose is to be a bridge between international students and American students. So I feel like our entire purpose is based on the foundation of creating that oneness in the university. So we host events where international students can showcase their cultures and where they can have dialogues with other students from other cultures or American students. And we also let American students come in and discuss things from their hometowns because not everybody's from Tuscaloosa, Alabama either. So we just want other people to explore and just to, know more about the world that is around them. And I feel like that is how we foster that culture of oneness.
I would say the same thing as Wamia. BSU mainly serves as a liaison between minority students and, UA administration and just other organizations. And our main thing is to bring people together and, enjoy each other's company and just connect you with different avenues of campus. And I always say if BSU can't get it for you, we're going to find the person who can. So really it's just having that connection for students to, maybe you need a group that, reflects you and your ideals, but we may need to help you get to where you need to be. So really just serving as liaison and making sure that you're connecting with all types of people to get what you need out of the UA experience.
Yeah, BSU and ISA have actually collaborated in the past to host events together. So it's not like, oh, they're an international student association, so they're only working with international
Right.
students. But and BSU, it's not like, oh, they're the Black Student Union, so they're only working with the Black minorities. It's all just like us collaborating together and finding the best way to serve students.
Right. Totally agree.
I love that. Okay, so speaking of collaborations and programs and events, for you and your organization, what is your favorite event or program that your organization will either has hosted in normal times and will hopefully get back to with COVID pretty soon, fingers crossed, but what's kind of your favorite highlight of your organization?
Okay, I'll go ahead and go. So BSU hosts a big multicultural festival. It's actually the biggest one in the fall semester, called Onyx. It's something we're very proud of. It started as a small block party, and over the years, it's kind of evolved into this huge event where we're catering over 3,000 students. And so something that we always try to do with our programming is, we want it to be fun, but it also needs to be educational. So your students can come. There's performances from MPHC organizations, dance groups. There's different other people. We've had poets come last year, or the year before last. We had an African dance troupe come, and they played drums. And so just things of that nature. But we also, before the show starts, we have a huge walkthrough with all minority-based organizations, and even some who are looking to have diverse students a part of their organizations. And that's where your student can come and converse with these different organizations, get information. And I know a lot of people have upped their membership or just even gotten some publicity from being at Onyx. And, I know parent and family programs and and even my mind's going
Orientation and special programs.
Orientation, yes, thank you. They all come and y'all are able to, meet other students. So it's a good way for your students to come and just, find out organizations that they're maybe passionate about or they want to learn about, and also just have a good time, see some performances, and just kind of get a good feel of, what it's like to be, a minority at UA.
I feel like ISA's version of the Onyx is the Crimson Culture Gala, which is also one of my favorite ISA events. We usually host it in the fall, but this year we're hosting it in April 7th because of COVID. It was kind of hard to plan it last semester. But basically what the event is that we invite all the different multicultural organizations and a lot of UA departments. Like we had the Honors College last year come in, they table and they showcase what their department or organization is all about. So students can kind of walk through and learn about them. And then we also have really good cultural food all across the event. So we have food from Sitar or Asian or, whatever we can find in Tuscaloosa. And we also have performances from different cultural organizations. We had the Bells performed last year, and then we had UA Tune In. So they're a cappella group, so they were fantastic. And then just any other organizations that want to perform, they can perform as well. And then we also, in normal years, we have a henna booth and just other fun stuff that people can do while they learn more about cultures. So this year we're planning on doing a COVID safe version of it. So we're going to give out prepackaged cultural snacks. We're also going to do pre-recorded performances and then have socially distanced booths and stuff like that. So people can still learn about different cultures. And hopefully next year when hopefully all this is over, we'll go back to doing it like we always
I love that. I vividly remember Crimson Culture. It was not called Crimson Culture Gala when I was in undergrad, which was several years ago. But I vividly remember going to Crimson Culture, and it was held over in Coleman Coliseum. And I was just amazed at how many people were there. Oh my gosh, all the good food. And so it was one of my favorite events. Onyx was actually not around when I was an undergrad. And so I really enjoy getting to partake from the staff side of getting to recruit orientation leaders and getting to know more students and getting to watch some of the performances. of course, it starts a little late for me on a Friday night. So.
Yes, we go. It's a long day.
It is a long day. So sometimes I like to watch some of the videos afterwards.
Yes.
Because I'm like, oh my gosh, students are up so late sometimes. And by late, I mean like 10 o'clock.
I was trying to figure out what you meant by that.
It's like 10. So, but y'all are students, obviously. And so you are used to that. And so that fits perfectly in with your lifestyle and staying up later. So, in your opinions and in your words, kind of tell me what would you say to parents and families to their students who are looking to get more involved at the university and get more culturally diverse and be more culturally competent? So what would you say to them to promote the goal of One UA?
There's so many organizations and opportunities at UA. We have classes, courses built on, learning more language classes, or even we have global certificate classes as well that students can take if they're really that curious. But in general, just reach out to people who are from other cultures, or just who are knowledgeable about different cultures, and just talk to them. I feel like conversation can lead to so much. So just talking to them and just going to different events held by, because I know we just talked about 2 big events that we have, but we also have other smaller fun events throughout the year that they can attend or go to and just, engage with us. So I feel like they have a lot of opportunities for them to do that, and they should just go ahead and do it.
Mm-hmm. I totally agree. There's so many things at UA, and it can be very overwhelming, coming in freshman year. People go to get on board day and do these things, and you get there and it's like, oh my gosh, where do I start? And so something really simple is social media. All of our organizations have social media. I know BSU, we're on Instagram at BSU_UA. That's the main way. In COVID times, we've been able to interact with our members, of course. So we post all the time, try to keep the members engaged, and just reaching out, like Wamia said, is really the main way. DM us on our page. If you find one of our e-board members, just reaching out is really the main way your student can get involved. And like Wamia said, there are small programs that each organization does throughout the school year to, have members engaging with one another and learning things about UA. I know the Intercultural Diversity Center is now in the Student Center. So that's another great way for your student to get connected with diverse student organizations. They can just go in there, and with COVID, it's a little bit different, but hopefully when things open up, they'll be able to go in there, study. They always are having great programs. So really, there's just so many avenues to get connected. Your student just has to, put themselves out there and, reach out, and anyone from any organization will be happy to connect with them.
I love that. So Courtney, you had a perfect segue into my next question of, if folks want to get in contact with ISA and BSU, what's the best way for them to learn more?
Courtney already plugged in their Instagram, but I would also do that. So our Instagram is ISA_UA. And also the Source is a great resource for them to use. So if they go on the Source webpage, and if they just look up ISA or International Student Association, they should be able to see our advisor's email and all the officer emails as well. So they just can email us, and one of us would be we'd be happy to reach out to them as well. So
yes, same thing for us. Our Instagram, BSU_UA. The Source, our Gmail is on there for the organization, then our advisor, all those things. So doing the same thing as Wamia said, going to the Source, social media, and we'll be happy to reach out.
Perfect. Thank you so much. So ISA_UA, BSU_UA. Y'all made that really easy for the folks at home to write those down. My last question is there anything else that you would like to share, either about your student experience or being president of your respective student organization, and anything you'd like to tell the folks at home?
I guess I would just say for parents who are listening, encourage a student to, get involved. Like I said, it can be a little overwhelming. We have a lot of student orgs, it's a lot of people who go to UA, but just tell them to find that one thing that they're passionate about and they're going to find it. And so just stick with that. And really, that's how, it looks kind of intimidating when you see people president of their organizations, but a lot of times we started at the same place as your student. I started BSU as a freshman and kind of just worked my way up and just being passionate about it. So tell them to find that one thing that they're passionate about and stick with it. And, they'll be where we are, when we're long gone. And so it's just really about putting yourself out there and getting connected.
That's so right. I also, as Courtney, started out with International Students Association as a freshman, and I could never imagine myself being the president for this organization. That seemed like such a far off goal when I was a freshman, and here I am talking to y'all, right? So I would also say that, as Courtney said, it can be very intimidating, but finding that organization, it really gives you that sense of community, because that big ocean that is UA becomes a little smaller and you have a safe bubble just for you. So when I was a freshman at UA, I just moved 9,000 miles away from home. And for some of your students, that it might be not as far, but it's still scary. So when I found ISA, it was like, oh, there's these other people who are going through similar experiences as I am. And it made the whole experience so much better, and it made it a lot less scarier. And then I made friends instantly, and they were friends who were, who were willing to engage in and learn about different cultures. And so they were very similar minded as me as well. So I would just really push them and encourage them to find that one thing that they're, as Courtney said, passionate about, and then just really go for it, because it's going to make their UA journey so much better.
I love that. Thank y'all so much for all of your great advice and just kind of sharing part of your stories today and part of ISA and BSU's stories today. I know that we are just scratching the surface on all that you both have to share, but I just want to thank you so much for sharing today. And like Courtney said earlier, I think you said if BSU can't help you with it, we'll find the person who can. Very similar to that is our office, our Parent and Family Programs office. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us, parents@ua.edu, or by phone, 1-800-392-2777. Our website has lots of resources and ways for parents and families to get involved. Just click on our involvement tab. It's just parents.ua.edu. So we're at Bama Parents on Twitter, and then UA Parent and Family Programs on Facebook. So you can message us there as well, or shoot us an email. We are happy to answer any questions. If we can't find the answer for you, we will definitely get you to the folks who can. So thank you both, Wamia and Courtney, so much for sharing part of your One UA experience and part of your story today. Thanks so much, folks, for tuning in. We hope you will be back with us next week for another episode of our One UA webinar series, and we hope that you have a great week. And as always, roll tide.
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.